Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. We are here with another episode of the Full Character Guide series. This is episode number 3. Well, you guys have been requesting about the characters to cover, but don't worry, I'll cover all the characters one by one. This time we will know about another confusing character, Jabra. Yes, Jabra is one of those characters who can easily survive among Meta EX characters. But there is a lot of confusion among people regarding this. So, without wasting any time, let's begin the video. First of all, let me explain about his skills. His skill doesn't have attack-based damage. His damage depends on his defense. Yes, you heard that right. In all other characters, you do higher damage if your attack is high. If you wanted to increase your damage, you would just put attack traits on your medals. But to increase skill damage on Jabra, you should have high defense traits on your medals. Now to explain his skills. His skill 1 is a multi-hit skill. The main advantage of skill 1 is that it helps to increase his defense, as Jabra increases defense on per hit 3% as total. It would go up to 50%. This defense buff would do 2 works. First of all, increasing the defense and his skill damage would also increase with this defense buff. So, it works like a defense and attack buff both. Talking about his skill 2. His skill 2 is a 4 consecutive hit skill, which is crazy damaging. 1 hit damage is more than the total damage of skill 1. So, he's a crazy damaging character. Another tip or trick would be to use skill 2 first to attack an enemy, as skill 1 reduces the cooldown of skill 2, as skill 2 gives the shield back to him with 50% power. Coming to his pros, he is basically an attacker whose attack power depends on his defense. So, you can fight against many defenders in their treasure area itself. He also nullifies knockback and stagger in the enemy treasure area, while nullifying immobilizing status effects like we see Snake using most of the time. With his skill, 2 being one-shotter for tanky defenders like Gear 5 and Snake. Along with increased defense, he's hard to kill without ignore defense skills. Coming to the cons. He has tons of damage, but he doesn't have much heals compared to other characters. He heals while fighting weak element characters, which are blue element and dark element characters. If they aren't in your match, then it's hard for you to get heals. Your only hope would be depending on meat or your shield. His 3rd hit of normal attack is pretty slow too. So you need to just hit with normal attacks by doing 1 and 2 hits only rather than using 1, 2, and 3. As the 3rd hit of normal is pretty useless. Coming to who you are strong against. You are basically strong against blue and dark element characters and defenders. You will get healed while fighting the blue and dark element characters. He can counter defenders as he nullifies immobilizing status effects inside the enemy treasure area along with knockback and stagger. He can easily counter Snake and Gear 5. Could also counter Whitebeard, but his multi-hit might be a problem. So, for destroying defenders, you can use him. Coming to your counters or the ones you're weak against. Firstly, it could be new light element Shanks. He inflicts recovery block as well as it's hard to one-shot him due to his 1 HP state. Lucci could also be painful as he has multi-hit attack and can easily remove his shield while inflicting clawed state, which is useful for him to give extra damage. In big maps, he can even get immobilizing status effect as he just nullifies that in the enemy's treasure area. Rest? There aren't many counters. He's a skill-based guy to use. If you use him properly, he counters anyone in the game. Now the main question, which traits to max him on medals. Well, his damage is solely based on defense, so giving him max 70% defense is the first priority. He uses attack just on normal attacks, so attack place is least recommended. Next, you can max HP, which helps him to counter-ignore defense skills. At last spot, you can put up an 18% attack trait. So, 70% defense, HP, and 18% attack is our final medal set. Now, talking about what medal set to use. So, his skill 1 is very important to get his skill 2 cooldown. So, we need a medal set to get skill 1 quickly. So, if you have these medals, it's best for you. The first medal goes as Attacker Kaido medal, New Whitebeard medal, and Event King medal, all giving 6% skill, 1 cooldown combined when someone attacks you. If you don't have an old King medal, replace him with an Event Kaido medal who can reduce skill cooldown on KO. Second could be Triple Kaido, as I always suggest. Provides cooldown on capture and damage reduction in the treasure area with 2% skill 1 cooldown. The third is any triple Luffy set with either Zone or Paramecia tags, but same with all three. Include those having damage reduction traits as they would be the best. Well, that's all for today's video, guys. See you in the next one.